to support your future. Yeah, not.
Need to help people take the right actions to protect themselves by promoting accurate, real information about the outbreak.
Yeah? No. Well, wrong.
Okay, for more on this, we're going to get...
Okay, Tom Inglesby from the CIA, University Johns Hopkins.
From our communications expert, Dr. Sell.
Now we have another communications expert, and watch this one. This is the one that tells you that, oh yeah, it's a good idea to arrest people who are giving information about coronavirus, yeah.
Global health experts have highlighted that dis and misinformation are wreaking havoc on the CAP's response. Health work.
And notice how they get these young women. I mean, that they're going for archetypes of credibility, archetypes that could maybe appeal to young people or something. Or oh, this person wouldn't be evil. Well, yeah, no, I don't think so. And you can tell she's just reading a teleprompter, so she doesn't even know what she's reading. And yet, this is probably a doctor at Johns Hopkins. I'm sure she's a medical student at Johns Hopkins. And when you're a medical student at Johns Hopkins, or you're in their political program, you're a total tool. You're looking to get into the club of this sort of establishment globalist club that screws everyone over, and you're happy to be in the club. So you're not going to make waves. You're not going to ask any questions. You are going to do as you're told. And watch how she does exactly what she's told. She doesn't know what she's saying, though. But I do.
Workers are under attack in a number of locations due to rumors that they are purposely spreading the disease. And response efforts in many places have had to be...
So she just said that health workers are getting attacked because of people like me that are spreading disinformation, that health workers are spreading the disease, and so this way, and this is how they frame it. So what they do is, it's a bait and switch operation. What they do is they frame it as a public health danger, that alternative information about what's actually happening, like the truthful information about what's actually happening. Well, that they frame that as being against public health workers. No, that's nobody's saying that in the alternative news. What we're saying, some analysts are saying that the United States government and the bioweapons research plants that they have all around the world, they're the ones who are behind this biowarfare attack against China. We're not talking about nurses. We're not trying to create problem with the healthcare workers. Nope. So don't frame it like that. Frame it like what you're actually, and this is how this is why you need to look for the people who wrote this script, because they're so careful to get close to what it is that they have to articulate what they want out of it. So they approach this thing from the top down. So the idea is, what do they want? Well, they want to clamp down on information. They want a total full spectrum dominance of your internet and your communications ability. They want to be able to arrest you if you disagree with them, and they want to clamp down on your free speech. And then they have to frame it in terms of, well, because if there is free speech, then healthcare workers, you see, they could be endangered. Bullshit. That's not what's going on here.
Suspended because of concerns around violence. Pharmaceutical companies are being accused of introducing the CAPS virus so they can make money on drugs and vaccines.
No. We know that pharmaceutical companies are bad actors, but that's not, again, you see how carefully they're doing this. It's not pharmaceutical companies, dear, that we're accusing. So stop reading your script and think. We're accusing the U.S. bioterror programs that are well established. We have over 13 or grade 4, level 4 bioweapons labs disguised as bio-research facilities. And we have hundreds of grade level 3 bioweapons labs. Scientists from the Federation of American Scientists are saying we don't need this, and scientists throughout the world are saying that there is only one purpose for these these plants, and these are these weapons research facilities. It's not to research ways to help us. It's to research bioweapons to kill us, and there is no other purpose, and there is no medical purpose for a level 4 facility except to create bioterror agents to terrorize the world. There is no other purpose, dear. So get it right, sister. Here we go. Listen to the stooge, the tool.
And have seen public faith in their products plummet. Unrest due to false rumors and divisive messaging is rising and is exacerbating spread of the disease as levels of trust fall and people
We already don't trust the government, dear.
stop cooperating with response efforts. This is a massive problem, one that threatens governments and trusted institutions.
There are no trusted institutions, darling. We don't trust our institutions, in case you haven't noticed.
Polls have shown that mis and disinformation are ubiquitous. At least 90% of the public has been exposed to these messages.
Polls have shown that disinformation is ubiquitous. What? That's not even good writing. That script is so. What? So they ask people, is disinformation ubiquitous? Well, yes, it is. Well, if it was ubiquitous, and how would you know it was disinformation? If you were the nature of disinformation is you get fooled by it, so then you wouldn't think it was disinformation. So who are you polling? You're polling CNN anchors? Well, yeah, they're going to say whatever you want them to say. That's just absolute idiocy.
At the same time, misinformation messages come from a variety of sources. Even
like the United States government, the CDC, the National Institutes of Health, NAID. I mean, these are bioterror. These people are so up to their ears in developing some of the world's most dangerous human pathogens that are airborne, highly pathogenic, easily transmissible. That's what they do. That's all they do. That's all they've been doing for 40 years is developing bioweapons to be used against people when the time is right. And apparently the time is right now.
Government officials. And often governments are contradicting one another. We know that social media is now the primary way that many people get their news. So interruptions to these platforms could curb the spread of misinformation, but could also limit access to information from legitimate sources.
Like CNN, right? And the United States government, and Mike Pence.
Health ministries around the world are attempting to combat mis and disinformation by amplifying public health messaging through social and traditional media. But they are being outpaced by false and misleading information. National governments are considering or have already implemented a range of interventions to combat misinformation. Some governments have taken control of national access to the internet. Others
that's good. Taking control of access to the internet. That's what they want. That's the whole. You can see the agenda in every sentence that these tools, because that's all these people are. They don't know what they're reading. They're reading off teleprompters. They're not even doing a good job at reading it. This stuff is so like fifth grade, like amateurish level stuff. These people are idiots, and the fact that they can get away with this, the controllers of these tools, they who don't know what they're doing. No, who's behind it? Who profits from it? Who benefits from that?
are censoring websites and social media content, and a small number have shut down internet access completely to prevent the spread of misinformation.
Yeah, shut it down so that we can't communicate with it. This is what they want. This is what an authoritarian government wants. They want to block access. They want, and what they'll do is they're claiming, oh, it's the people that are begging for it. The people want us to shut down the internet. The people want us to tell them to stay in their homes. The people are begging for us to throw them in jail if they step out of line. This is what you're begging for. They always say that you're begging for it. Oh, they're begging us, so we're just going to do as what, and here's a poll that says 99% of the people, 99% of you are saying, yes, please, shut down our internet, ban free speech, just prevent us from communicating with one another so we can compare notes.
Penalties have been put in place for spreading harmful falsehoods, including arrests.
Including arrests. So, if you, and that'll be me, it'll be targeted for people like me who are warning you of these people. So anyone who, basically what she's saying is anyone that's warning the people about our little bioterror plan, we all want to arrest them, and they make it claim that you want me arrested. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some people in the deep state that are going to say, oh yeah, arrest that guy, but don't you believe it. People aren't that stupid.
Other countries have taken a more moderate approach and have focused on promoting fact-checking efforts and working
Fact-checking, like Snopes. You look in Snopes, and if it's slightly against the official line, it doesn't matter how nakedly what a lie Snopes is. Snopes is going to say, "Oh yeah, the government never did anything wrong," and the Snopes, there's nothing. If you get your fact checking from Snopes, congratulations, you are a gullible idiot. But you know what? Not many people still believe this bullshit. They're telling us that there's a lot of people that believe Snopes, but nope.
with traditional media outlets, yet these approaches are limited in scope.
Yeah, because nobody believes Snopes, because it's a fucking U.S. government psyop. That's why, maybe.
Social media companies report that they're doing all they can to limit the use of their platforms for nefarious or misleading purposes.
Like Harry Vox.
But this is a technically difficult problem, and false, misleading, or half-true information is difficult to sort without limiting potentially true messages.
Oh, like the U.S. government's truth.
The bottom line is that members of the public no longer know who to trust.
Yeah, no, we do. We know we don't trust the United States government. That's one thing we know. We don't trust the U.S. government, that's for sure.
Both the misinformation and the measures to control it have led to a crisis of confidence.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
Oh, you did your job, dear. Look, the bottom line is that it's not looking good, and people are going to have to wake up, and people are going to have to spread these analyses around, because this stuff is really clear and plain to see. But the problem is that not many people actually are seeing these things, because Google is blocking access to them. Google right now is a massive scrubbing operation. Purpose of Google is to prevent you from getting access to factual information about the world, and instead replacing it with MSNBC, CNN, Fox, and NBC, ABC, the usual liars. It's an establishment media, and so Google is a scrubbing operation. It is useless for political information. It's useless. Google, yeah, you could get ideas about home decorating ideas, or how to certain. If you want to learn how to trim your dog with a pair of dog trimmers, that's fine. You want to take care of your poodle. You want to take certain math questions, maybe that'll be Google. That's about it. But if it's slightly political, you can forget it. Google is a massive scrubbing operation. So, for example, most people in China are saying that it's the United States government that's behind this coronavirus. Good luck finding one single hit on Google. They've completely scrubbed that. So you have 1.4 billion people saying it's the United States government that did that. And then if you type in, Chinese accuse U.S. of it, all you're going to get is U.S. accuses China of it sneaking out of the lab in Wuhan. Didn't sneak out of the Wuhan lab. It was planted there. This is a U.S. bioweapon, and anyone who's saying it slipped out of the lab doesn't know what they're talking about. So this is going to be a part of a series here. I urge people to look at the highlights event of Event 201, the highlights video of it. You can just type in Event 201 to get it. It's very scary what they have in store for you. And for the world. It's an orgy, a Wall Street orgy. It's an intelligence agency orgy of surveillance and clampdown on your freedoms. That's what it's about. And stay tuned, because we're going to get more. We're going to get more about this